Hey y'all, today I'm going to share a video on changing the string on an Excalibur Charger EXT. Me and my boys are kind of hard on our equipment, and I've had this one just a few months and already had a fray in the rope due to my user error. But I'm going to use a 3/32 Allen wrench and remove the covers. I've already done this for the sake of time. And this is the first time I've done anything like this. I couldn't find any other videos anywhere on it, so I thought I'd share this with you. Anything to make it a little easier, right? First thing I'm doing here is retracting the cable, and I have my assistant Briar down here giving me a hand. This side was coiled twice around. The other side's coiled once around. That doesn't really end up mattering, but you want to make sure you keep tension on that because it will self-retract if you cut the string and are not holding that. So make sure you have somebody to help you keep tension on that during the operation. This is some pretty tough string, as you can see. Took a little bit of effort to cut through it, but hey, you know, when I'm pulling 325 pounds, I believe, is what the actual pull is on this. I'm shooting the Excalibur 400 TD. I want something that's pretty strong, and this has been a fantastic crossbow. I've killed several deer with it already this year, and it's a phenomenal crossbow. I own another Excalibur Micro 335. It's now my backup bow, the bow that the boys use a lot, and they've killed with it this year as well. It's also a good bow, but I just like the speed that this 400 TD gives me. I'm shooting 125 grain broadheads and chronographing them at 375. The 100 grain chronograph at 385. I don't know if you noticed when I popped this out, a little plastic bushing came out. I didn't anticipate that. There's a little plastic bushing, and here you can see me trying to figure out which way it goes. That's not the right way. It actually ends up going in from the inside. I'll figure that out shortly. But it just protects that string from wear on the metal. So I think it's a good part to make sure you have. Don't lose that when you take your string out or your rope out. Actually, you can see Briar figures that out. He's way more gifted than I am when it comes to technical things. Always a little genius on that kind of stuff. Good hand to have around. And he's got younger eyes too. That helps a lot too. Having to wear these glasses now and do anything up close. I think there's a little dialogue there about which way it does go. But Briar's right, it goes that way. So what we're going to do is thread the string through it and then install that. A little quick tip there. Also, remember to tie a knot in the end of your string. I tied a double overhand knot, and that'll pull tight in there. That's what holds on this side. You'll do that on the other side too at the end of the assembly. I just like to pull that knot tight with a pair of pliers, make sure I've got it good before I pull it down. I didn't add it in the video later on. I just burnt the ends to make sure everything was sealed, not any opportunity to fray. Probably not necessary, but I like doing it. You can see Briar has still not managed to thread that back through that little bushing, so we're going to work on that now. Excalibur has great customer service, I might add. They sent me this replacement rope free of charge. I've also had several other things that I've used their warranty on, and it's been no questions asked, replaced. Great to deal with. Great company to deal with. I don't know any crossbow that does not have issues, any brand of crossbow. I've heard probably 5 or 6 different brands this year with busted limbs, all kind of, and nobody's immune. When you got that much pressure on these even modern limbs, it's going to happen. So it's important to make sure you buy a crossbow that has excellent customer service behind it. And I will tell you that Excalibur does. Now we're finally getting this thing threaded through the bushing. Man, that was a little ordeal there, but once I figured out to wet it and twist it, it's not much bigger at all than the actual rope itself, so it's pretty tight, but we got it figured out now. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so I learned a little bit here. Sorry for blocking the view there. We'll return to where you can see it shortly. Main thing is we got that bushing. And there's one on the other side too, by the way, but we anticipated that. Now remember to install your hooks before you fasten your rope on the other side. And on this particular model, the hooks are facing up. When you're referencing the cocker, the hooks are facing up, so you want to make sure you install them the right way. Trying to explain that to Briar here, sometimes it's easier just to do it yourself, but he finally figures out what I'm talking about. My fault. And gets them put on there. We have a lot of fun together. He really helps me on a lot of projects, works good with me. All my boys do. We enjoy the love of the outdoors. The Lord's blessed us and give us a wonderful place to live and places to hunt and opportunities. We're so thankful for that. Love spending time outside with my boys. And my girls too. We learned a trick or two on the other side, so this one will be a little bit easier. Again, Briar's keeping tension on that retractor. You do not want that to retract during this operation. You want to make sure you keep tension on that so it does not retract. This one threaded right through, no problems. Now you can see I'm installing a double overhand knot on this side. Trying to get it where the camera can see it a little bit. Now we're going to begin coiling the rope over each side. We're going to try to do this evenly. There was some question there on which way it went, so we finally decided that you wrap it around the back to get started. Doing that on each side, one wrap, and then we're going to slowly tighten that on the spool, trying to keep everything nice and even, especially on this first retract. This is a really incredible design, how this thing, after you take the hooks off the string, it just automatically retracts back in itself. That's so nice. And being able to take this off the crossbow and store it in your pack is also nice too. That thing's probably 1.5 pounds. And not having to have that as part of your bow. I started to get the Assassin, but decided I wanted to have a lighter weight bow to hunt with. And I can take this on and off the bow and store in my pack, which so far hasn't been an issue. And I'm able to cock it from the tree stand. I don't have to put it down on the stand. I can hold it in my hand and cock it with the other hand. It's amazing what this allows you to do. And it's the silent crank as well. There's no ratcheting noise. So very technologically advanced piece of equipment from Excalibur. Trying to line it up nice and even, don't have any overlap. You can see the hooks go on, the bars there. Now make sure you put it in release and extract, and it's doing exactly what it should. Pretty simple, guys, but again, there were no videos on the web that I saw, so I thought I'd share this. Not anything hard. And I can reinstall my covers. Make sure you have the opening lined up the right way, facing back towards the front of the crossbow. Using that 3/32 wrench, reinstall the 3 bolts or screws into the housing. Just get them started and then work them in, kind of alternating like you put a wheel back on a truck. You don't have to tighten them monkey tight either, just get them snug. That's how they were when they came off. This job's almost complete. Thank my wife for putting this together for me. I don't do this kind of stuff. I fool with reloading. Reload a lot of different calibers, handguns. I use a RCBS Rock Chucker 4, a Lee Classic Turret Press, and a Dillon 650 for pistol rounds. I really enjoy reloading. You're going to see some videos coming up about trapping. Trapping season underway. I usually like to wait till after deer season, especially here at the house, to trap coyotes. Usually trap, 6 to 8 a year right here at my house. We've got 15 acres here. Trapped a couple spots. I'm going to trap a few other properties this year to help some other landowners out. I'll show you some hacks on that, and then some good hunting videos, hopefully. So, just an outdoors type of channel here, Outdoors Family. Just wanting to share our love of that with y'all, and share our love for the Lord and all His blessings with you. Almost finished. Been working on some 45 250 grain hard cast loads, 45 ACP. You see I've got my go gauge and my calipers and my Acme bullets, hard cast bullets there. Had some bear issues this year, been working through, and feel like this will be a good load for the woods. That's a little messy, but that's what I've been doing. It's not a fun experience when a bear steals your deer. I killed a deer with a crossbow and came back, drove my truck back to pick it up, and it was gone. Ended up tracking the bear down and shooting the bear. About a 100-yard tracking job. He kind of bluff charged me and shot him through a tree. Not an ideal experience, but definitely made me keenly aware that I need to carry a sidearm even when I'm crossbow hunting. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Works like a champ.